early game spells are pretty simple. It's just, the visual cue is just whenever you see the symbols around the character disappear, you just click the button. So, if I miss a single spell strike throughout the whole game, it's probably only going to be towards the end, if it's like a late game spell. Everything else should be pretty simple. Time defenses, though, in this game are a little bit annoying, because a lot of the enemies are built and specifically set up in a way where the attacks they do are trying to trick you. Like, they actually go out of their way to make you think it's attacking someone else.
The Tempur-Pedic breeze makes sleep feel cool. So no more sweating all night or blasting the air conditioning. Because the Tempur breeze feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long. Find cooler sleep with the Tempur Breeze collection at an Ashley near you.
Hey, welcome in everybody. We're going to be learning Magical Starsign Any Percent. So my first step is going to be to watch LCC's run and take notes, learn what I can. And we'll be starting shortly. All right, so I've got my guide pulled up. I actually have notes made from the beginning all the way through, all the way through Cassia. Not through Cassia, but to Cassia. My note is 52 minutes 40 seconds into this. I've made note. We're gonna watch it again while I review my notes.
Okay.
And you guys let me know how
I think we're okay.
sound balance is.
Hope audio balance is good. We're gonna choose our star here.
Choose new game, choose light star, choose female. Name all characters one letter. Timer starts on OK. Okay.
Oh, okay. Alright. Wait. Why is it dark? Oh, it's light, but it's purple for some reason, because the white background, you know? Okay, alright. Alright, so I will be beginning the game soon. Gotta just click the OK button here. I think we're ready, so I'm just gonna get this on the road here. So we're gonna be watching an intro for a while, doing a tutorial, watching lots of cutscenes, so not too much going on at the start. But I will explain how this game controls. So I'm on an emulator, so I'm going to use the mouse cursor for the stylus. And I'm also going to be holding on to a controller with one hand. And I'm going to be using the D-pad and the shoulder button. That's it.
Advanced text speed as fast as you can with L button on the controller, plus the stylus is the mouse for us. D-pad can be used for small movements of the character. Something that I think is true. I mean, I've used the D-pad on the console, and it does move the character around. But you're not running. You're just kind of like moving, if I recall.
So I'm using a mouse with my right hand, and then I have a single button and a D-pad in the other hand. And the way you mash this game is you mash the stylus and the shoulder button. You just click away. And yeah, we renamed everyone to one letter. You can name them to nothing, but I find that actually gets a little bit confusing. So I just make the one letter name so I know what's going on. I haven't actually done the early game for a while, so it's probably not going to be great, but I'm sure I'll make it through just fine. Hot-headed P, a student of fire magic, thinks he's a born leader. His temper, however, says otherwise. Cool and sometimes a little aloof. S uses water. Curiosity shop. Oh, this robot. This robot is pretty good early on, but man, does he ever fall off later. Also, this guy's the best character in the game.
Yeah, Chai is fire.
Rabbit Girl is also decent. And then there's me. The weird-looking person. And yeah, if you're familiar with Legend of Mana, the same artist did the art for this game. Brownie Brown is actually a lot of the developers that worked on Legend of Mana for Square. They kind of broke off, made their own company, made like DS games, GBA, and like mobile games and stuff. The artwork's pretty good.
We're gonna have to contend with ads.
Although a little weird at times. Robot joins you on the water planet, which is like the second planet. We're looking at like an hour or something. And the way the game works, you'll notice there's a hourglass at the top. Well, the top for me, but it's like on a separate window. And this has a day-night system, so your main character is, you can choose either light or dark at the start for your alignment, like light affinity or dark affinity. And that gives you different magic spells, and light hurts dark and dark hurts the light. So a lot of the bosses early on and throughout the game are actually dark elemental. So we choose light primarily because a lot of the bosses are dark, so we can kill them faster. And because you start off with light affinity, it makes the early bosses better, because if it's daytime, your magic gets powered up.
Yeah, I have run up and talked to Madeline. Going to be doing tutorial battles. Tutorial to learn how to basics of the battle system.
And then if it's nighttime, your dark magic gets powered up, so... We're going to try, if all possible, to fight bosses during the daytime, but it's not always guaranteed because a lot of the random encounters can go various ways. So... hopefully we'll get that to work. Alright, so tutorial battles, we're just gonna... Oh yeah, by the way, this game heavily uses the stylus. So I have to click on everything.
I didn't take individual notes about tutorial battles. You're just gonna do what it tells you to do. First thing it has you do is kick.
In battle, to menu. There's no menuing in battle with the D-pad. I have to actually...
And can't skip like the kick animation, I don't think. Just skip magic spells.
click on all the buttons. So get used to that.
But you'll notice here, okay, then he wants us to do a spell, Arc Light.
Also, one thing they never actually tell you in the tutorial for this game, or in the manual, is that you can actually hold down the shoulder button and skip.
So that was an example of animation, magical attack animation getting skipped by holding down the shoulder button.
Magic animations.
And he says shoulder button, but I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, it's just the L button. Not sure the R button. Is used for that. I've used the R button, the L and R button to switch between characters in the menu. Switch between things. Just use an item on ourselves. Green frog gives you health.
So the problem with that is you can do timed attacks in this game. You can do timed defenses and timed attacks.
Oh, guard.
And if you skip the magic animation, you don't actually have the ability to do a timed attack, so your magic is actually weaker as a result.
And repeat action. We defended twice there. And wants us to flee?
So you have to kind of balance.
But we don't actually flee because tutorial.
Between the fact that your magic will be stronger if you time it, but you have to sit through the animation.
So that was, I think, part of the tutorial. I think there's more. Okay, so now she's going to teach us about Rose.
But oftentimes, it's going to be worth actually timing magic. So we'll be doing that quite a bit.
Got Chai in the back row. M is in the front row, C is in the back. Enemies will sometimes be split into 2 rows. If you want to hit enemies in the back row, you have to take out the enemies in the front first. That's if you're in the front row, or that's if you're kicking. You could lob some magic over the enemies in the first row to reach them. That's true. Physical attacks have to target the closest enemies, but magic can target... Yeah, physical attacks have to target the closest enemies. Yeah, but magic can target the back row as well. And just skip the animation there. Now let's talk about back row. You can't use physical attacks in the back row. Your skills won't work there. So Chai's going to do a magical attack. He'll probably skip the animation.
And yeah, you have magic, you have physical
Pepperthorn.
attacks.
Gonna hit everybody, or yeah, he's gonna explain.
Magic is the primary form of killing things in this game.
Skip the animation. Couple enemies in the back row, you can focus and send your magic in a high arc so it doesn't hit your friends in front, of course. Always drawback, your magic will be so spread out that the spell's strength gets a little bit diluted. That's true. So magic spells from the back are a little more diluted than magic spells from the front, but they can hit everybody. And that's only partially true. It depends on the spell. Sometimes the spell in the back row, well, it's random. Like, say that it's like 2 or 3 ice attacks. It's not guaranteed to hit all 3. It might hit only 2. All 3 might hit 1, so it's random.
So you're pretty much only going to be seeing magic and bombs.
This is... What is that? Move. Oh, we're going to move to the back row.
There's a row system.
Because Madeline wants us to.
Back row, you can't be targeted by physical attacks, assuming there's anyone in front of you. And, magic.
And there's a third lesson.
Magic has different effects in the back row. Depending on what type of magic spell it is, it can vary quite a bit on what it actually does.
Here's where he explains what I was just saying about the randomness of back row magic. Here she's showing us these 3 buttons down here and what they do. One on the right. I think shows you what's... Yeah, the one on the right shows you what's strong to what and what's weak to what, and you can see that in the second screen or the top screen. The middle button shows you the planets and their location, and the question mark, I think, explains what your action buttons are, like describes, for instance, Pepperthorn. When Chai did Pepperthorn, if you click the question mark, it would explain kind of what that is.
And this is just telling you that magic attacks like water hurt fire people. Who would have thought?
So here is the planets and their alignment. Got fire in the top left, and then going clockwise, tree, wind, earth, water. And then the corresponding planets going around that orbit. With the sun in the middle because it's daytime. Light signs are strong in the day, dark signs are strong at the night.
Yeah, like later on in the game, there's certain enemies that are like strong against magic, and you're expected to use physical attacks, but bombs are actually physical based.
Bombs are physical based.
That's insane. I can't see your screen from here anymore.
The bombs will be your primary way of killing those.
Now we got a full party. We got Financier, Lassie, Mocha, and Chai on the front row. Pico and Sorbet in the back row. Chai's gonna do Pepperthorn. Everybody's doing their magic. Like skipping all the animations. Haven't actually typed out all of this, but I will. For now, just the tutorial.
Not quite good luck here.
Hey, that was a timed defense. You did a pretty good job there. The visual cue is that the character turns green. So that means he got it. But you're supposed to click at a certain time before the attack hits. That's something I'll need to be practicing a lot. Something I'm actually kind of bad at. He missed that one. It'd be hard. Repeat action. Repeat action. Skip animation.
So the back row characters right now, they target 3 random enemies.
Okay, back row, like he said, back row targets 3 random enemies.
With their spells. So there's 3 enemies there, so depending on which ones they actually target, we'll kind of randomize which ones die early. There's like damage rolls and stuff too, but whatever.
First 10 minutes of the run is tutorial.
And yeah, we're on emulator, so you'll be seeing Cursor Chan full time. So yeah, the way timed attacks work in this game is you have to use the stylus, so the mouse cursor in this case. It's weird because the hitbox that you have to click on in order to time it is actually at like the top left of the character. If you click in the middle of the character, it will work like half the time for some reason. But if you always click at the top left of where their face is, it pretty much always works as long as you time it correctly.
I didn't realize actually 3 months later after the tutorial that the game starts.
And later game spells actually have a tighter timing, so I have to be more careful with those. But early game spells are pretty simple. It's just
I found that to be true as well.
Whenever you see the symbols around the character disappear, you just click the button. So, if I miss a single spell strike throughout the whole game, it's probably only going to be towards the end, if it's like a late game spell. Everything else should be pretty simple. Time defenses, though, in this game are a little bit annoying, because a lot of the enemies are built and specifically set up in a way where the attacks they do are trying to trick you. Like, they actually go out of their way to make you think it's attacking someone else.
Yep.
When it's really hitting, like, the middle guy, not the left guy.
So you leave the classroom. Click on Financier to gain control. Oh, never mind. Leave room with Mocha. Without Mocha. So that's something I did during casualties. I talked to Mocha and brought him with me, but you don't do it in the run. Don't talk to him after you take control. Head west, which is he's doing now, and then up the stairs and enter the door on the far east.
So it can get a bit confusing, and you have to be pretty quick with your reaction to it too. So I'll probably like fail a lot of time defenses because some of them are actually pretty tight.
Talk to Sorbet, then Mocha's gonna come talk to us when we head up the ladder, talk to the face door.
It's door. He talks very, very fast. No one explains what this door is all about. He's just kind of here. Also, I think it might be easier to react if you did have an actual stylus, not a mouse, but I don't know. Show me your power. Touch the symbol of light. Okay. Inside your pocket. That's the wrong button.
Alright, so I actually forgot to do that in the guide, but it's gonna be white. Calling it.
Now opens the door to the heavens.
Basically, enter the door, get on the rocket.
Ladder. Licorice ladder. Alright, so everyone in our party will take their own spaceship and crash land on various planets.
I gotta get a cup of coffee. I'm falling asleep.
Check it out. I'm the newest creative director of Ray-Ban, B.
Wow, this is what you
Yo,
own.
type of man, I'm over here drawing and all that. We got opticals, very intelligent, a little elegant, you know what I mean?
Studious look.
Yeah.
With this.
Hey, we got this old mattress.
Waterbed.
And the receipt.
How about you beat it with a better deal on one of these fresh setups?
Oh my god, it's CG. It looks like it's from 95. This
So
is
yeah,
framework's
next
good.
thing we do is crash on Erd.
Oh man. Away she goes. All right. Now we're going to enter our own spaceship. Screw these guys. Let's just go on the spaceship. Gigafloppy neurobrain online, real-time actuators activated. Liquid fuel injectors. You have to click on the little lever here. There we go. Funny thing about this game is that the early game, they actually kind of make it cinematic with how you use the stylus. Like there's like buttons and stuff. You have to click on your own character to make them wake up. Stuff like that. But that kind of falls off after the first planet, and it just kind of gives up. And the story so far is that we have to save our teacher because she's missing. And we're at a magical school where magic happens. How long is this game? That's a good question. Well, we're about to find out. This is the world's first speedrun of Magical Starsign. No one actually knows how long this game is.
Yeah, click on Financier to gain control. Heal at the second rocket. To our east. Hey, John. Hey, thanks for the good luck. Hope you guys have fun today, bud. Wish Donna a happy birthday from me. I actually took notes on the first hour of the run, but I'm still watching it again, just verifying everything I've learned. Not sure why we actually heal there. We shouldn't have any low health, but I'm sure there's a reason. Oh, so we can give some to her. Gotcha. Lassie, talk to Lassie. Lassie joins party. Run north to Stormy Passage for cutscene.
That was a little too far. I haven't done the early game for a while, so bear with me.
And you got to do the wind magic.
So there's field magic.
And
in
then
this
we'll
game.
fight
This
the
is just
antlion
used for
boss.
Story triggers for the most part. There'll be a couple uses for other stuff, but for the most part, it's just getting past story stuff. Use wind magic. Away goes the sandstorm.
Told her you said happy birthday. We're waiting for the food now. Your package should come today. I know. I'm excited. Yeah, it should be here in the next half hour to hour, probably. The mail runs.
And we're going to fight our first boss, the giant enemy antlion. Also kind of crab-like.
Okay, cool, man. I wish I was there hanging out with you guys. Alright, so the notes I have is Lassie repeat action. That's probably based off of what she was doing in the tutorial. So the last thing she probably did was wind magic. I think that's what they're going to have us do. Financier repeat action. I probably did arc light. Like we're both on the same row, probably the front row. Hold L to skip animations. I put a question mark next to that. Good old Mantis Ant. Kind of a staple of the Mana games, and see him in the Final Fantasy games. Kind of see Mantis Ant in a lot of places. Skip animations except for Financier on the third round. He says uses time to attack. Makes it so you don't have to sit through one extra attack from the boss. So first two steps should be repeat action. While holding L to skip animations.
We're using the recall function in this game, which uses the last... Alright, good miss.
Yeah, that was a time defense. So Mantis missed. Not guaranteed, but...
Just uses the last ability you used, so faster to do that.
So for the next round, we're going to do the exact same thing.
And we're skipping on.
And then this is the start of the third round. Financier must be faster. And we're not going to skip this animation. We're going to do a timed attack. Sots has some notes, but they're in French. and he is translating those. But I always do well to create my own guide. So I'm going to be watching LCC's run, taking notes. I'm going to be watching Sats's run and taking notes and creating my own guide. And I think that's going to really help me learn it. There's only 3 runners, and I'm not in contact with LCC or Casino Coin. Although on Casino Coin's Twitch, he does say, it does seem like he says, hey, reach out to me if you need any notes for anything. So I thought about doing that. I might do that at some point. We'll see. But reading other people's notes can sometimes be challenging.
All the animations except for this one.
Taxes was chasing updates and getting nowhere.
There is not a, to my knowledge, there's not a Magical Starsign. Well, for sure there's not a Magical Starsign Speedrun.com page. Something I want to create, but I need to complete a run first for that to happen. Or they probably won't approve my request. And to my knowledge, there's and because there's not a speedrun.com page, that's usually where you would find the Discord for the run. There's only 3 runners. It's kind of a dead game / run. So I'm basically on my own, but thankfully I have Sots to talk to about it.
So hitting that spell strike makes it
Okay, so we
more
need to
powerful
put
based
Lassie in the
on
back
damage,
row.
But it makes it so you don't have to sit through 1 extra attack from the boss.
I think he
so it
forgets.
ends up being faster.
Alright, unfortunately I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to do another BRB. Coffee went straight through me. Yeah, I am, especially for English translation. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that's ever run English translation. There's 2 Japanese runners, and I'm in contact with one of them, and they only speak Japanese, so our conversations have been what they are. I translated my English into Japanese, and so far we've understood each other pretty well. I invited that runner to submit their run, but I don't think they understood me. They were very positive and encouraging about the page I created, and they thought the guide was great, and they were excited I was running the game. But they kind of were like, I'm not going to have time to run this run. But all I was, and so I might reach back out, because all I was hoping for was that they would submit their Nico run unedited, so that they would be world record on the board. So I might reach back out and be like, hey, totally understand. Thank you for all the positive feedback. You know, if you ever want to, feel free to submit your already created run, unedited, if you have it, because they did a really, you might remember it. It's what I was learning the game from. Their run on Nico is highly edited, sped up, slowed down, paused, with lots of verbal and written tutorial. What's the word? Just lots of feed. What's the word? Commentary. So it's more of a tutorial / commentated run on Nico, if you remember. Right. So I don't want to put too much pressure on them, but it would be cool to have another run up there, and especially the Japanese RTA. So I may reach back out and be like, hey, I totally understand. Best of luck to you. Thank you for all the positive feedback. If you ever decide, that you want to submit your run, your old run, your Nico run to the boards, I'll approve it, and you'll have a world record in Japanese. But, that may not be something they're interested in. So I'm happy for now with the way things are. But, yeah, it would be cool. Yeah, and multiple videos, exactly. It's like, I don't know, 8 or 10 videos with speed up, slow down, pause, commentary all over the place. So I don't know if they have, I'm sure they have their original run unedited, and that would be what they would submit. But like, again, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on them. But yeah, I'm just hoping that maybe one day somebody sees that and is like, oh, cool, and I've got that really nice guide I created for the English translation. So maybe somebody wants to, maybe one day that'll encourage another person to attempt a run. That's the hope, but no pressure and no, not expecting that. It's also kind of a dead game, dead run. You don't, since the game came out on Switch for Japanese, you would have to switch your Switch to Japanese version, and you could download it on the Virtual Console. I call it the Virtual Console, Nintendo Store, whatever it's called now. You do see some people, I haven't seen anything live, but if you type in Magical Vacation on Twitch, and you go to videos, you'll see that there's some past streams, several of them, of people casually playing Magical Vacation in Japanese. So that's really cool. So there was a little bit of a resurgence there, but again, haven't seen anybody running it. So, to my knowledge, there's only 2 RTAs. Both of them are on Nico Video. I reached out to both runners, and I've only heard from the one. So it's just one of those games. But I'll be right back. Yeah, very supportive. This one runner. Forget their name. It's like Guno Kiwami 3. I've been in contact with them. They're really cool, really friendly and helpful. Offered to help me with anything I needed. So very encouraging and supportive of everything I've done so far. So good stuff. But I'll be right back. I have to go pee. All right, we're back. Juggling a lot of windows here. Here we go. Okay, so he does change the row. There's something. Oh, he wasn't supposed to change the row yet, I don't think. Let's see what happens. It says when possible, put last thing in the back row. Say yes and enter the building. Then you're going to run into a robot pack. See what happens.
Also, I will note that stat gains in this game are actually fairly random within limitations, so different characters have stat growth, but like some people are faster, have more magic, have more power, that sort of thing. And early game stat growth matters quite a bit.
So repeat action, timed attack with Lassie. Should kill everybody.
Which is one of the big reasons why this game sucked around, because random stat growth means you have to kind of get stuff you don't need just to make sure your stats will be high enough. You don't get destroyed.
That's the same way in Vacation. Say no and enter door. See the ship, say yes and approach. Wait. Okay, no, enter door. Should be yes. The ship, the Newman ship is so sweet. Yes. And approach. Then we're going to get thrown in jail. I should make a note that he went on the right side. I would have gone on the left side, which is probably slower. Yes, and approach. Right. I don't think we have to fight anybody here.
Oh yeah, going back to the back row stuff in this game, so different spells function differently from the back row depending on the character and the spell you use. So, generally speaking,
yeah, we get
most of them
beat
hit
up.
multiple enemies at the same time. But some of them do not...
Could break it up here and say prison. .11 bold. And way I could change these numbers. It's gonna take some work. I'll just leave it now. We're in prison.
Good days start with homemade breakfast sandwiches. Technically, so can bad days. But come on, how can you have a bad day after eating bacon and eggs smothered in Land O'Lakes cheese? Eat it like you own it.
These ads are
When I
annoying.
got shingles, I was 52 years old.
Divide its damage among enemies. So if you're in the back row, it does less damage, but if there's 10 enemies, then you're going to get a lot more damage from the back row than you would from any other spell. So generally speaking, if there's 3 or more enemies, you can use the spell that has equalized damage totals. It's like tier 1. And then from the front row, you're just single target.
Yeah, once a jail have F, use field light magic. I'm saying F for financier. Head right and open chest for a sugar star.
Enemies. So some spells also do more damage to the front row than the back row. Like wind magic typically does that. Others hit 3 random enemies, but end up doing about the same amount of damage overall as a single target would from the front row. Nice movement.
Go talk to Lassie, and she'll join the party.
But yeah, earlier we used Lassie from the back row. That's the bunny girl. The yellow bunny girl. So we moved her to the back because she could target every enemy at once. Alright, we're gonna save.
That's true. So yeah, Lassie. So while some characters' back row magic is randomly targets, hers hits everybody. Right. L, yeah. And actually, her name is Jasmine in the Japanese version, I learned.
Just because we can save.
Safety save I put. Then there's gonna be a robot boss. Yeah, great name.
I don't expect to die to this boss, but you never know.
We're actually in Gumbo Gal. I don't even know how to say that. Gal. Exactly, TDZ.
Yeah, Lassie automatically got moved to the front.
So I have L and F repeat actions, skip animations, use time defenses when possible, and we'll both level up.
Row here. So that's actually helpful, because we want her in the front row.
Okay, so when you recruit Lassie out of prison, she is in the front row. And he's saying that that's good because her magic attack is going to be stronger. Like we learned earlier, when you're in the back row, your magic's diluted a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how many actions we do, but it's probably only going to take 2 or 3 rounds. it's round 2.
Yeah, whatever.
I lost count. It was either 3 or 4 rounds. Leveled up.
So I believe our main character got bad stat growth there, and Lassie got agility.
Downstairs to grab 2 yellow worms.
First, and the boss battle next.
He actually gets into battle here by accident. Not the end of the world. Just like in Vacation, where you have to approach the worm in the right way to get it without getting into battle. If you don't, you're going to get into an unescapable battle. Well, not unescapable, it's just you're going to get into battle if the worm goes down the hole. I can't remember if you can escape or not. I don't think you can, but that's neither here nor there. He's just going to quickly defeat this battle and move on.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
So he's just repeating action, skipping animations. Calls it the recall function. He ran out of magic, so he's gonna kick. This might finish it. Nope. Lassie's gonna have to do one final attack. Did a really nice time defense there. She has more magic than him, I guess.
Okay, no big deal.
So now we have 2 yellow gummy worms. I put may have to fight a battle. We're gonna talk to Pizza.
Shake it off.
Pizza, if you give him a sugar star, he'll create a warp point for you, just like in Vacation. Hey, thanks for the good luck. I'm glad you guys enjoyed your ramen. Okay, sounds good, John. I should go check the mail here in a little bit. Okay, fall down the hole to Moleville.
Alright, we're in Moleville now. So getting that encounter kind of sucks because it's going to shift out.
Yeah, so that's the thing about getting into battles you don't want in this game. Because earlier you might remember he said that you want to try to fight bosses during the daytime since we're the light spirit. But battles can go one way or another, so that can end up disrupting your day-night cycle. So he's lamenting that battle because it may be when we get to the Ant Queen that it's either not daytime or not enough daytime. So anyways, those are things to keep in mind.
Our elements forward a bit. Because everything's on a timer in this game, so your planetary movements.
North to the ladder, enter leftmost door. Sleep till evening, it's the left mole, and we're going to do that 5 times. And we're going to do that to probably get planets where we want them. Yeah, you want the wind planet barely not on wind.
I'm going to play here. All right, we're gonna sleep at the inn for like about 5 times.
So 5 bira per sleep. We're gonna need at least 25 bira.
That's 1. That's 2. That's 3.
If I were him, I'd bundle my home and auto and pick up the real victory, savings.
Are you?
That's 4. Hmm. You see how the wind planet's like barely not on wind?
Now that's something I didn't look at before.
So that's why.
Go back because it looks like I need to make sure to go sleep till the evening.
That's 1. All right, we're gonna sleep at the inn for like about minutes. Kind of coming to play here.
Okay. So that's something I need to put. Till
All right, we're gonna sleep at the inn for like about 5 times. You see how the wind planet's like barely not on wind? So that's why we're doing this, by the way. Like, this kind of sets everything up for the early game.
all right. Enter next door to the right. Speak to King Gorgonzola and say yes.
Game. It's gonna be first boss will have wind alignment so that Lassie's spells do more damage. Then it kind of sets everything else up going forward as well to kind of line up correctly. We essentially want wind empowerment for like everything on this planet. And then we stayed until evening so that the evening timer starts counting towards daytime. So that we'll have daytime alignment for a later boss. Well, both wind and light for the boss, which is actually really important. Because there is a fairly tough boss at the end of this planet where having the extra damage helps a ton. Dude, the cubes are great. There's a town full of cubes in this game that all have the most fantastic names and dialogue.
That's true.
And it's like,
I think they're... Yeah, I can't remember their exact name.
the one part of the game.
Leave and enter the next screen east. And go down the ladder by the king, which is what he's doing right now.
Where you can just simply skip all of it. Very, very upsetting.
So we're going to use the wind field magic. Anytime you use wind field magic next to a pot, you get free sugar stars.
Alright, so here, you use wind magic beside a pot, you can pick up sugar stars. So these are actually what's used to give to warp points. You need a sugar star in order for a warp point to work.
Fill at the pot, then head through the door to your west.
Alright, well, let's move on.
North to grab a chest, which is a thunder bomb. Leave random encounters or fight with magic, skipping animations if the enemy is weak to magic. I think we're only going to run into this encounter.
$10 for a large, $10 for any 3 toppings, $10 for your choice of hut crust, only at Pizza Hut.
And when you
begins. You know what? I'm just gonna kill them. What I should have done. Because both of those guys are weak to magic, so I probably should have just did that.
Head west, picking up the Wakey Tail. Into the door for the Queen Boss.
Instead of trying to run. Really sucks though. Running away in this game sucks.
Lassy's gonna Wind Talon the Queen with a timed attack. Financier, Thunder Bomb all. Bombs always do all though. Okay, Wind Talon, timed attack. So that was so strong because it's the wind planets aligned. L, repeat action, timed attack, and it should kill the queen. He only has like less than 700 maybe. F, Arclight remaining ant, both level up. Get the Diggy Claws. It. So I should probably take a screen capture. Although it's pretty obvious, but I want to get in the habit when there's multiple pizzas. Of showing which pizza visually. We'll fall down the hole again. Go talk to the king.
Take the warp just to avoid an encounter on the way out.
Find your perfect tax expert, whatever your tax situation might be. Hand off your taxes to an expert who gets you with TurboTax Expert Full Service.
Leave and head east and talk to him again.
Yep, we're on a nice input display technology here. Kane likes to talk a lot about everything, and really boring.
We'll gain access to those 3 chests.
And our boy Blarney will give us 3 chests. I forget which ones I need to pick up, so I'm just gonna grab all of them. I think it's all of them. Yeah, I haven't heard this game's audio for a few months, so this is all, you know.
Two hair clip.
All fresh.
2 wooden clogs. Field wind on the pot for sugar stars. East of here is a chest to receive 100 bira.
With the latest Galaxy from Verizon, you can swipe a whole new look.
Heal at the pot. Talk to the king.
Oh yeah, there's one here. Grab that.
Climb the ladder. Talk to the pizza at the top of the ladder. Head west into the cave. Follow linear path for cutscene. Lassie's going to use field wind magic to activate the windmill. Then we're going to do a menu. We'll have to fight some robots. Brownie.
Boy, pizza. Yeah. Just random dudes with hats that you talk to. His name's Pizza. He's what gives you all the war points. To give him a sugar star. You've been picking up. Oh my god, click on the thing. So one thing about this game is that if you're actually moving, you can actually move with the stylus, by the way, so you can click on the screen and move to that point, but if you're moving with the D-pad and then you try to click on your menu, it'll actually treat it as a stylus movement. So you have to actually stop in place first before you can click on the menu, otherwise that'll happen. So, you gotta be careful. Also, it's very nice and colorful.
Okay, so Lassie to the back row, Lassie and Financier equip wooden clogs, and M equip hair clip. I probably meant to put L.
And yep.
Who is M? That doesn't make any sense. It does say M. Oh, M must be... Oh, that's what he called financier. So I'm just going to say F. That'll confuse me. Lassie to the back row. We both equip wooden clogs, and financier equips the hair clip. Warp to pizza. So he's using L and R there to quickly get to the next character.
And yep, I am doing all my menuing with the mouse. So we'll...
I'm going to take a screenshot. Because this will start to get confusing when there's like 10 pizzas. I'm actually going to use purple. Since in my guide, purple is pizza.
We'll be doing plenty of that.
Head north. Be walking north for a while and fighting robots. Robot Pack 1. Lassie repeat action, skipping animations. Gonna be that every time. Be-doot.
I didn't even think I was at risk of shingles. I was wrong. Talk to your doctor today.
A new story to share with your kids. Discover new...
That's Robot Pack 1. Robot Pack 2 right here. Dude. Daytime. Repeat action, skip animation. One shots everything. Robot Pack 3, same thing.
Normally the daytime cycle would hit right about here, so I'm a little bit behind on my alignment stuff.
And then heal at the rocket
it's
again.
Not too bad. We just need to make it to the boss with both characters aligned. That's really all that matters. I think we're on pace to do that.
North to the building, there's going to be a Robot Pack 4. Okay, here's where puts Lassie in the front row. Menu both characters front row save.
Oh wait, I forgot I was supposed to do the thing after.
So, good, I put that afterwards. Enter the building, avoiding robots, head to the top floor, save before the boss.
This fight. I'm actually going to reset. I don't want to deal with that. I forgot there was a fight before the thing. Let's do that like directly after this fight.
Dude.
Trust me, that was faster than fighting it.
Oh yeah. Then you put her in the front row and
now
save.
we save.
Enter the building, avoid the encounters, head to the top floor like before where the ship is, save, and then we'll fight the robot boss one more time.
Gotta get past these robots.
Now, if you were to get into one of those robot battles, oof.
Yeah, this is a sequel to Magical Vacation on the GBA, which does have a speedrun route already. It's like on Nico, I think. Alright.
Oh, that was close.
Perfect. That was not close at all. Alright, save again.
Save before the boss. Gonna be Wind Talon timed attack, Arclight timed attack, repeat. But use the repeat button and use time defense. Enter the rocket, and that's the end of Erd. Oh, actually, for some reason he didn't use repeat action there. Oh, never mind. That's right. See how long this is. That's 46:21. Because could potentially be a bathroom break.
So that's why we wanted the alignment to be on wind and daytime.
It's definitely not a bathroom break.
For the most part, is that all the robots before that fight you can one-shot with Lassie.
Well, let's see.
And then for the boss fight,
shouldn't have to go to the bathroom at this point, but it's good to know
itself, you don't need
places where there's cutscenes.
Because if you do that fight without being aligned, you have to use like a lot of healing items, and it takes a long time. So
30
despite the fact that I had to
seconds.
sleep at the inn 5 times.
Now we gotta go to 2. Coming up. $143. We missed some of that. Some of that wasn't cut up good. So it could potentially be.
Okay, now we're going to hit up Seaside Town.
Up to
it's actually frozen over at the moment, so not good.
58. So it could potentially be a minute 20 seconds there, where if you needed to, if you were dying to go to the bathroom. Okay, so cutscenes. We're going to use field magic to move the icebergs. We're in Kessia now.
We have to put a stop to that freezing problem.
Which, according to Sots, this is really difficult. The ice cavern and everything, really rough part of the run.
And this
The
is
early,
the evil guy.
early run.
Quite a few times. And we'll be seeing a lot of these otters too, with great names such as Dumpy Dave.
Thank goodness there's cutscenes.
So because Lassie's really low on hit points, I'm going to be healing at the ship. If she didn't take that much damage, I could skip it, but I'm going to be safe about keeping people alive.
Gonna be a random encounter. Not sure what we would get. He gets these oral enemies.
I may have just made a big mistake.
Kick them.
How much damage this does if it's empowered? Let's find out. For science.
Doesn't do very.
13? That's not very much.
Frozen coral. No. Frozen coral. Like we will get another.
$74 damage.
Hey, welcome in, Remus. How are you today? Both level up.
And yeah, even though the fight's kind of slow, I'm just taking it for an extra level.
Should be another encounter.
I technically don't need that extra level, but it just helps, so don't judge.
Not guaranteed to get the encounters that he gets, but I'm still making notes of what they are. I'm sure there's several enemy possibilities here. Should be an encounter right here, and it's frozen coral again. For sure, my dude. Yeah. I hope things get better. Yeah, that's the way some days can go. Okay. And so screen transitions reset threat value. Okay. Maybe he already mentioned it. Here's Mocha, part of Mocha.
The rate in this game is fairly low for a couple of reasons. One is that every time you do a screen transition, it resets the threat value. So if you are walking optimally for the most part, you'll get less encounters because you'll do more screen transitions.
Inner Port Pescado, so we head east, talk to Pizza. And this is the end of my notes, so now it's time for me to take more notes.
I took a roundabout way of going here. Despite the fact that the encounter rate is low, the encounters themselves are pretty annoying. It's slow.
Okay, so we're going to enter...
Encounter rate is low. The encounters themselves are pretty annoying. It's slow.
I don't know the names of some of these places, so I'm going to be calm with what I best think it's going to be. So I'm going to say head north. Or talk to Gravy. Cutscene. Again, I don't know what this is called, but it's where Mocha's head is being kept. So we'll have to find out exactly what this is called, but head north. Find out what to call this.
And yeah, running away in this game is based on your agility. For the most part, it's a fairly low chance to run. It's not impossible. Like, you can definitely run. It's just...
By the way, that bookshelf down there, do you guys see? It looks like a face.
half the time.
Mick. X.
You just want to kill things, so you don't have to deal with running away.
Talk to Mick.
Hold on.
Actually not.
Let's actually talk to this thing.
Talk to Mick. Talk to
Not this guy.
battery. Bunny girl. Right? Yeah, and make sure to get that into notes. Another cutscene.
Freaking dog. The shell.
Head southeast. Blue Sea Depot. Buy some. Straw hat. Buy 2 straw hats. Baobab. The baobab, at least in Legend of Mana, is wood. Pieces type of wood. Rubber boots. Yep. Financier with the straw hat. Yeah, Barbarous.
I did not need that.
Guess wooden clogs. Confused. We're on L now. Lassie keeps a wood. Straw hat. Oh, no. Lead.
Nice panda. I hate this dog. I hate you so much.
He knew it was going to be a dog. Party dog.
What should we do?
Maybe we use wind magic.
It was a tree all along.
Hermit Lab. That's round 1. Round 2. We're still going to attack. Round 4, repeat. Okay. Guard. Shit.
Not too complicated. So that dog, whenever it cowers in its shell, it's automatic whenever that happens. Like, as soon as you do enough damage, it just, like, instantly does it. And you defend with the
Box key.
main character just so you don't run out of MP, but I think because I leveled up, I was okay. Like good stat growth and stuff. That's the item menu. And now we're going. Trying to get our robot back. Yeah, the boss literally just time wasted, man. It's just a dog. Very scared. Okay.
And that's going to be about all the time we have for today. So today we learned from the beginning of the game to getting Mocha. That was good. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to vote on the straw poll if you go to my YouTube and go to community. Look for the post. It should be the most recent post. And vote on our next Let's Play game. And we'll see you guys next time.